to describe my results and then publish this knowledge and share it with others so a lot of people can benefit from it. The next slide.
Yes.
Actually, if you surf the net and try to find some references, some published papers, there are main parts of each and every research paper. You will find these paragraphs or these titles in every research paper. We can see from the picture, please, the professor, that in the first page of the paper, we can find the title. This is the picture, Professor Rakraj. Can we share the picture of the slide?
Yes.
Yes. At the first page, I can see the title of my paper. Then after it, I will see the authors who made this research, who write it. After it, I will go through the abstract. And after it, the next, I will find the introduction. The next paragraph will be the materials and methods. And here we can see two styles according to the journals they came from. After it, I can see the results in maybe one paragraph, or I can see the results with the discussion together. It's also due to the style of a journal. After it, I will find finally the conclusion, and references will be the last part of my paper. The next slide, please. Yes, if we get a closer look to the first page of my paper, I here should find the title. Yes, please, Professor, the text. Yes, we can here find the title. The research title should express the main idea about my work. For example, if I read the title here, it talks about effect of different irrigation levels. So from the title, I can see that this paper is talking about irrigation practices. It talks about LUTs. It talks about unheated greenhouse trail, not a filed trail. So I can get a primary idea about what I am going through, what I will read about. After it, I will find the author name or names, their affiliations. I can get more information about them. I can get their emails if I want to contact them, if their topics or work are so similar to my work. I want their advices. I want to contact them for some information. I can find their emails, and I can find the main author of the research, the one who write this and the one I can contact with. After it, I will go through the abstract. The abstract actually is the first part and the first paragraph in the body of the paper. It usually includes several things. A good abstract will include the type of material. I can see, I underlined it. It's, for example, a unheated greenhouse trail. So I can, from the beginning, recognize if I will benefit from this paper or I should remove it and go to other reference. It should mention the place. For example, this paper was made in Turkey. The time, for example, it was from December to February. I should mention all of these details, the statistical design, the main idea of my work, the treatments I used, the main measurements, and the studied parameters I did. Then I need to mention the most and the unique, the most important result I get. And then I will finally put some, for example, a sentence or two in maximum for recommendation. After the abstract, we can find the keywords. The keywords is so similar to serving the net. For example, if I want to serve a net for some references, I will need my keywords. So for example, it is usually about five words in alphabetical order. If I want to search something, I need to put my keywords. So the keywords is the words most related to my topic. For example, if I wrote different levels of irrigation, I will find that paper. After that, we can find the introduction. I have here two cases. Actually, I will find the introduction in the papers or the published researches. But in thesis, we can call it the literature review. Actually, to write the introduction, I need to make a strong base. I need to collect data. How can I collect the data I might need? I need to go maybe through Google Scholar, find some references from the net. I can go for libraries, ask my professors, my colleagues to maybe for some books. Different resources are available. But the most important that I need to collect the papers related, the most related to my work, even directly or indirectly. It's not necessary to be very similar to my work, but I can benefit from parts of it. After that, I will start writing. Actually, in writing, we have three stages, three main stages. The first stage, which is the longest stage from those three. It takes about 70% of your time, so I recommend to start in it early. It is the pre-writing stage. What is the writing stage? It is the process of collecting information and references. I might surf the net or go for libraries for days, for months, until I find the most suitable reference. So start early in this stage. The next stage, please, Dr. Akrash. It is the writing of the first draft. Why I called it the first draft? Because I will write the main paper body. But in this writing, in this version, I may have some grammar mistakes, some repeated information, some miss in order. No problem. I just write the first draft of my paper. After it, we will move to the third stage, which is the revision. Here I can check my information. I can omit the repetition. I can correct the grammar and then give them a logical order. So in this period, in this stage, I actually recommend to, if you can ask for help from colleagues, from professors, just ask for help. Give them your paper, let them read it, and give them, take from them their advice. During collecting data, it's actually, as we said, the longest stage in writing. In collecting data, I collect references, for example, from the net. So I will read in maximum the title, maybe the abstract. I don't have to read all of them, then decide if I will download it or save it. So download the largest number of references you can. Then, when you have it, you saved it in your computer, start reading them. And I recommend not to read only the parts you need. No, read all of the paper because it will increase your knowledge. It will maybe give you more information about what you are trying to do. So start reading your papers from the title to the references. Maybe you can find some references you didn't even know about it. Start writing. Start reading. After reading, you can choose the most suitable references you will save. After choosing them, I choose, for example, 100 references so related to my work. It's a huge number, so I need to classify in the main topic of each reference. For example, if I'm doing a research about soil characteristics, I have chemical ones and physical ones. So while I'm reading, I can change the title of a reference and make it the, for example, number one, chemical characteristics. So when I want to come back to my references, it will be easier to search in 20 to 15 references, not in 100. So after that, I need also to find a suitable way to save the citation of the chosen references. Don't delay writing the citation of your references to the end. It will be a great miss. So try to find a suitable way to save the citation of your references. I will share with you a good technique. We can see it in the next slide. But first, after reading the references, try to add the similar parts to other. It will be easier for you. The parts are talking about the one thing. try to join them together. You can collect them and then copy and paste them for some parts or paragraphs and move them to one Word document for a specific name, for a specific thing you are trying to study. After this, I have several parts from several references. So try to rewriting these parts and immerse them in one logic part. Includes everything. Every reference is agreed with your work, disagreed with your work, the previous studies. So I now have a one bar, for example, about one topic. The previous slide, please, Dr. Ratrash, first.
Yeah.
Yes. After rewriting them, I need to add titles to these paragraphs. For example, if I was collecting references about soil pH, so I can make that paragraph and then I can give it a title. It's about soil pH. Give it a logic order. Actually, it is prepared to start the writing from the oldest studies to the newest and start from the simplest ideas and then move to the most complicated. It's just like writing a story, an interesting story, so you can attract the reviewer to complete reading the paper. After this, I have some ideas, as I told you, related to collecting data. In this file, we can see three different files, the chemical characteristics, physical, and the productivity. I have parameters in three different topics. So I make a unique folder for each one of them. For example, if I open the chemical characteristics folder, I will find the references talking about this kind of parameters. And then I can give them a serial number, 1, 2, 3, etc. So I can, for example, write this information in my Word document. It comes from reference number 1. In this case, I have actually two cases here while writing, so you will not get mistaken with your references. For example, if I write this result is from Ahmed 1990 that found that and that and that, and then I write from number 1. I mean by this that the study of Ahmed 1990 found that. So in this case, I save the citation of the main reference, which is Ahmed 1990. But if I write that result was found in Ahmed 1990, who was talking, for example, about soil biodensity, and then I write in 1. If I write in 1, it means that it was a reference, was included in Ahmed 1990. So in this case, I need to get the original citation of the reference, or I can write its citation and then write after it in Ahmed 1990 and complete the citation of the main research. Yes, after it, please. Yes, there should be a slide of order of writing, but anyway, when we are trying to start writing, from where should I start? Actually, I have two cases here. If I'm writing research from a thesis, like PhD or a master thesis, you can start from any part because you have already finished all of them. So which is easier for you, start with it. But if I am trying to start a new project, a new research, I'm doing the collecting data with the work in the lab, in the field, whatever I was doing. So in this time, I prefer to start writing from the results. Why should I start from the results? Because it is so familiar with me. I'm so familiar with it. It is the last part of the research I was doing. So I prefer to start from the result. I can memorize it easily. I will not miss any detail. I can delay it. So how to write? Start from the first result. Order them in the order your results in a logic way. Start from the first result. Start writing under the first table whatever ideas you can think of when you are looking to your table. But in this period, you need to be careful for several things. First, don't repeat the table's contents in the text. Don't repeat your numbers because repetition will cause rejection.